Hello, happy Vlogmas day 22. It is only 3 days until Christmas, and that's just insane. It's crazy. I can't believe it. Start right off and let you see all of the Advent things. First, the mugs. The mug. This was the mug for today. I knew I was going to be on the road all day long, so I wanted to take a travel mug. This is one of my favorite travel mugs, and it has how much yarn do you need. It's a chart that shows how much you will need of each weight of yarn for different projects. And it was given to me by my sister Julie. And the reason why I love this mug so much is it was a survivor of the car accident that Julie and I were in this summer. Rugged little mug, and it's got all the yarny things on it. So I probably could have made it more festive. It's one of those ones where you can change the paper inside, to put different photos or whatnot in it, but it's my yarny mug. So it is what it is. So that's the mug today. And it was filled with KoFi all day long. So the Advent kit that I'm knitting with for this season is a kit from A Yarn to Die For Designs by Robin Beal right here in Maine. And her color today was Sister Sarah. Her Advent this year is Polar Express themed. So this is the little sister of the main character of the movie. I can't remember what his name was. Isn't that terrible? But beautiful color. It's a very minty green, and it just, I love it. I love it. I love it. Reminds me of those, you know, the Canadian mints, the little pink Canadian mints. When I was a kid, I don't know if they still make them or not. I haven't seen them, but same thing, same maker, same candy, but in this green color, and they were wintergreen flavored. Yeah, I love it. Anyway. And the second Advent that I'm opening this season is an Advent from my sister Julie. Her and I curated Advents for each other this year out of DK weight yarn. And the yarn that I opened today was a beautiful, like a natural colored with tons of sprinkles in it. There was like browns and yellows and blues and greens, and it was absolutely gorgeous. At first, I thought it was a hypnotic yarn that I've seen before, but it was definitely not. It was from Mama Jess Yarns, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Again, I'm just getting so much more excited every time I open a box in that Advent to knit it all together and make something fabulous out of it. I still have no idea what I'm going to do with it, but it needs to be done because it is such a beautiful, beautiful kit. So that probably will be something I've got to decide on as soon as Advent's over, because I'd like to cast on something with it right away and get it into a beautiful project. So if you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments. Advent knitting. So I did get quite a bit of Advent knitting done, but before I do that, before I talk about that, because I really focused on, when I was in the car today, I focused on the Advent knitting, but when I got home, I finished this. I finished Dylan's little kitty. Look, he's got paws. They're not fabulous, they're not perfect, but they're paws. And he's got a face. His eyes, oh, there they are. There you can see them. His eyes are these little, I think they call them bullion stitches. And then he's got a face. The only thing I do need to do is I do need to find some kind of stiff yarn to make him some whiskers. I think I might have some Briggs and Little. That Briggs and Little is a little it's worsted, and I really need a DK weight. And I don't think I have a stiff DK. I think all of my DK is like alpaca and would be very floppy whiskers. So he may go without whiskers for a time until I can find a proper yarn for whiskers. But he is super cute. He will cuddle with floppy legs. Oh my goodness, I love him. And he's got his little off-colored tail here. Yeah, I love him. He's so cute. I think Dylan will really, really enjoy him. I cannot wait for tomorrow for her to get him. So, and look at his belly. Oh my goodness. Oh, he's just so cute. Okay, enough of the cat. So that was most of my knitting this evening. Advent knitting, I did get a fair amount of that done. I could not take the cat with me in the car because Dylan was with me today. What we did today was we took Kayla to Blue Hill. She had to do some inventory for one of the stores down there. So it's about a 40-minute drive. So rather than drive down and drive back and then go back down like 2 hours later and get her again, we just went and kind of hung out. I was going to hang out in a little coffee shop, or there's a Dunkin' right next door, but with Dylan with me not feeling well, we just kept the heat on in the car. She had an iPad. She watched some videos on, and I knit away on my Advent. So I got a fair bit of that Advent knit done. There she is. So when last we met, I think I was a little bit into this section, this brioche section here. And now I am into the next brioche section. So I am brioching between 20 into 21. So I think I can safely say I'm officially into day 21. So with any luck, I'll be able to get into 22 in the morning. And then of course I'll have 23 tomorrow. So I'll have the rest of this and then 2 days to make up. But tomorrow is nothing but Advent knitting until the family comes home around 4 or 5 o'clock. So I should be able to get quite a bit done tomorrow. Fingers crossed. The pattern that I'm knitting for Advent is the Quest by rhyFlower Knits. The pattern is designed for Advent knitting. Of course, you can do it outside of Advent, but there is a battle each day. So it's basically a little story, and then you roll a dice to see which part of the pattern you proceed to. At the beginning of the pattern, you decide what character you're going to be, and I am a druid. Then there's a little story you read, and then you roll the dice based on the story to see where in the pattern you go. So I am a druid. I need to roll a 5 or better on this battle. This battle, there is a creature involved, and if I win, I'm allowed to pass by the creature because it's friendly. If I lose, then it's not friendly and I need to escape. I wish I could share more, but it is a paid for pattern and I'm respecting the copyright as much as I can. So I'm rolling the dice and I rolled a 4. Where's the 4? There. It's a 4. So I lost again. That's 3 losses in a row. The win is I get to knit no matter what. So it's all good. So I will record that loss so I won't forget when I get to it. And on we go. The movie tonight was Little Women. The 1994 Little Women with Winona Ryder, Susan Sarandon, who else are big name? Kirsten Dunst was in it, and Claire Danes. My absolute favorite Little Women ever. I do love that that making of that film. And then after that was done, I also watched, there was a movie called Orchard House, and then it had like a colon and another thing, but it was basically the actual home of Louisa May Alcott that was used in the film. That is a museum. It's now a museum to Louisa May Alcott's and her family, and you can go and you can see it, and really, really cool. I think I may put that on my bucket list of things that I would like to go see. It is a beautiful home from the 1600s. The story is that it was offered as part of a purchase package to the Alcott family they were purchasing the land, and basically the house was like, you know, here's a 100-year-old house, you can have it too. And the expectation was it was going to be torn down and, you know, go away. But Mr. Alcott would have nothing to do with that. And he saw the potential in the home and he rebuilt it. And it has gone through a couple of families, I think they said, and has seen some repairs, but never like a full renovation. It's always, everyone who's always owned the property has kept all the original, or as much of the original structure as could be kept intact, and all of the original furnishings and things. There is, even in Louisa May's bedroom, there is a desk that he built her, like, it's part of the wall. He just kind of built a half circle desk out from the wall, and that is still there. It's still part of the architecture of the building. Just really, really cool little documentary about the house. And now I've gotten the bug and I want to go see the house. So that was the movie. I think that's all there is. I think that's all the things. So the plan tomorrow is I'm going to do lots of knitting and lots of baking. A lot of the cookies that I froze, I'm going to bake up those. And then I have a few recipes that I'm just going to bake fresh and try to get as many of those done as possible and shoved into tins for family. And yeah, so I'm going to spend the first couple of hours of the morning, probably until 9 or 10 o'clock. I'll spend knitting, and then I will move on to the baking and hopefully have that all done and cleaned up before the family arrives for Dylan's birthday party. So I will try to capture as much of that footage as possible. Not exciting, like out of the house footage, but I'm a hermit. So there you go. So that is all I have for you guys today. And I hope you are enjoying the Vlogmas. I'm sorry it's not as stimulating and as exciting, but this is my life. I'm not stimulating nor exciting. And I just realized I've been wearing my shawl on backwards this whole video. There, that's better. This is The Night Shift by Andrew Mowry, and it is done entirely of hand spun yarn. But we'll talk about that another day. I have a video planned that includes all of my shawls, like I did with the sweaters, but it is going to be a lengthy video, so I'm not going to make it part of Vlogmas. It'll be after Vlogmas. And then I'll do hats, and then I probably won't do mittens because I think I've only got 3 pair. Any hoozle. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.